Hey, what's up guys? So today I might be doing some work on one of my speeds today, but first I've really got to clean my garage because I've really let it get out of hand. So you can see I've just got parts everywhere. I've got bike, a couple engines, like 3 transmissions, exhausts, hoist. It's just so much stuff, and I've really just been working out of here and not cleaning very well, so I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so I've got the garage all clean now. I wouldn't exactly call it organized, but at least I have some room to work now. Yeah, definitely not organized, but look at all the space I have now. And the bike I actually just put in here. And I got a bunch of stuff underneath these stairs. Can't really see because it's dark in there, but put a bunch of stuff and organize it under there to give myself a lot more space out here. So I'm actually going to be working on the white speed today. I'm going to be dropping the clutch just to see what's wrong with it because it's been rattling, and I'll show you guys in just 1 second. As you can hear, it's rattling pretty bad, and yeah, I gotta shut this off because it just sounds horrible. Alright, so the 2 major things I need to do to this car is, one, I don't know if you can see this that little white line right there. That's actually my intake manifold gasket. And it's actually between the manifold and this little diamond adapter rail or plate, and it's supposed to be between the plate and the head. So I actually have a leak right there, so I'm gonna have to just pull this off. I'm gonna have to pull the power steering pump again, which is pretty easy, but I don't know, it's just annoying. And then the other thing I have to do is, you obviously heard, well, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but my clutch is rattling really bad. I'm pretty sure it's just bolts that have backed out, so I'm not sure if it's the flywheel or if it's the pressure plate, but either way I'm gonna have to tighten them even tighter than the torque specs I had them at, and also install Loctite and see if that helps. But other than that, that's all I have to do to the car, but I mean, it's gonna take a while. Thing I did while I was cleaning the garage, because I was finding a bunch of parts that needed to go on this motor. I got the AC compressor. It's just bolted on here with 1 bolt right now. I might be taking it back off because I think I need to reseal this timing cover, because I mean, there was like a bunch of oil on it. I already cleaned it off, so it looks clean now, but there was a bunch of oil on it. I don't know if you can kind of see, it's oily in a few places where you couldn't reach very well, but it was a little oily, so I might take this off, and then I'll have to redo that washer in there, which I really don't want to do, but I also don't want it to leak. So, and I got this dipstick on, it's bolted. I got the manifold on, the gasket in there, got the high pressure fuel pump in, got this return feed line, or you know what it is, high pressure fuel pump return line. Found the intake, got the EGR bolted on, and I've got the throttle body bolted on. So yeah, once I fix this timing cover, the engine will pretty much be ready to drop in the car. Oh, not this car. Yeah, the engine actually goes to this car. As you can see, it doesn't have a motor in it because it looks like a monster truck up here. Yep, this is my other Speed. So yeah, it's probably going to be put back together with a built motor and then the stock turbo bolt-ons. So it's going to be all stock bolt-ons. And I'll probably polish it and sell it. Yeah, once, like I said, that black car is probably going to be put together with the built motor and all the stock bolt-ons. And then I'll probably just polish it and then it'll be ready for sale. So if anyone wants to buy it, you know, it's going to be ready pretty soon. Not like next week or anything, but here within the next month or two, it's going to be ready. But I'm probably not going to be starting on this car today because I have to go to work pretty soon. But in the video, it'll probably be the next clip. So if anyone's ever dropped the transmission before, you know it takes usually like a full day if you're by yourself, especially without like a lift or anything. So yep, come back tomorrow and I'll get started on this. Alright guys, I'm back in the garage today. It's 2 days later. You can see I'm wearing a different shirt. But last time I was in here, all I did was I moved. I had my gasket in between the manifold and the rail rather than between the rail and the head. So I've got it moved over. You can barely see it down in there. The white gasket. So now that was where my boost leak was. So I've got that fixed last time. I didn't really film it because all you had to do is just take the 3 bolts off the power steering. Well, you gotta take the belt off and then take the 3 bolts off the power steering. And then there's 5 bolts on the manifold. And then you just change it, get it all lined back up. So now I'm gonna get this put back together. I also have a crack in my coolant tank, so I'm going to also change that. I have a new one right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get all that taken care of real quick. Alright guys, so really short update. I'm pretty much out of time for today, so I'm gonna have to come back Saturday. Today's Thursday. I'm not really gonna have time tomorrow. But so today I've gotten the power steering back on, the belt's back on. I swapped out this tank here and I topped it back off with coolant. So you can see that it's kind of green right there. Yeah, the only thing else I did today was I removed the intake, but like I said, that's pretty much all I have time for today. So I'll come back Saturday and we'll pick up the video there. Alright guys, so it's Sunday and I'm finally getting ready to drop my transmission. The first thing is obviously you want to jack the car up into the air. That's pretty standard. Then you'll take your wheels off. Haven't got this one off yet, but then most people have a battery box right here. My battery is relocated, but I'm still gonna have to take this ECU out. If your battery is still right here, you're gonna have to take that out. You're gonna have to take your intake out, and then you have to pop off your trans cables, and then there's like a bracket right there where those shift cables hook into. You're gonna take those. You're gonna have to unbolt that. You're gonna have to unbolt your slave cylinder that's underneath. It's right down there. Can't see it from up here. Well, you can kind of see it from up here, but it's easier to see from underneath. And then, so that's pretty much all you have to do from the top side. Besides, when you're ready to unbolt the transmission, there's a few bolts up here, but that's much later. But like I said, you're gonna have to take your wheels off, and there are actually 2 different ways you can do this. All right, so once you get down here, there are 2 different ways you can drop a trans for a Speed. You can basically just take your axles out and you can wiggle it out past the subframe, which is pretty hard to do by yourself. Or you can drop the whole subframe out, which isn't too terribly hard. It's a little bit more time consuming, but if you're by yourself, it's a lot easier to do and will probably save you time in the long run. I don't have anyone to help me here, so I'm probably going to just drop the whole subframe again. Alright, so now I've got both the wheels off. So the next step is you're going to want to take this axle nut off, and you're also going to want to take this lower ball joint out. well, not out, but like you disconnect it right here. So you want to do that on both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll pick it back up. All right, so I just got the transmission out. I didn't film literally any of it, but it's out, and I got the pressure plate off of the flywheel. And just like I thought, my rattle was caused by loose flywheel bolts. One of them was like barely hanging in by like half a thread. I barely turned it and it came out. Let's see if I can get it to rattle. Yep, see? My flywheel is just, that's what was causing all that noise. I don't know if that noise was showing up in the video that I took earlier, but that's pretty obvious. So I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna pick up some Loctite, and then I'll get these tightened back down. And then this is a lot of work for just some stupid bolts though. So I guess that's a lesson. Alright, so a little update on the speed. I've got everything on the top of the transmission put back together. I've already dropped the transmission, retorqued the flywheel, put the transmission back up. All of this, I've got a few bolts in the transmission, but maybe like half of them. I've got all of this stuff put together, the shifter, the mount, the intake, ECU's back in. Everything on the top is all done. But I still have to put in, you can't see shit under here. One second. Alright, so under here, I still have to put in the axles. That's probably what I'm gonna do next. And then I'll put in the subframe. And then I think that's it. Oh, the slave cylinder. I still need to put the slave cylinder on and also put the other bolts. Alright, so update. As you can see, the car is no longer in the garage. So that means the car is all done. So I'm going to put the GoPro on the camera, or the GoPro is the camera. I'm gonna put the GoPro on the car, and then I'm going to go drive it around a little bit, and I'm gonna give you guys some watt box shifts. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed those shifts. I know I did. So if anyone's seen Austin's video, I only hit one, and it was one that didn't even pop. So the issue was definitely that my clutch was coming loose. Well, actually the flywheel was coming loose, but yeah, if you see there, I just did all of them. I didn't miss a single one. I mean, I recorded all of them, so you just have to trust me, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow I'm actually doing autocross in the speed. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to autocross a front-wheel drive car that has over 400 wheel horsepower, but I mean, I guess it'll be interesting. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna have a video coming out on the autocross event, but other than that, I'll see you guys next time.